Hello, welcome back to the FA Championship 2027 Season 5 here in Bahrain for the Bahrain Grand Prix, the second round of the FA Season 5 Championship. And you haven't watched the opening race, my, a lot have kicked off during that one, especially near the ending. That was crazy, but in the end of it all, it's your boy King Raza taking the opening race win. But can he hold that championship lead as we head to Bahrain? Because we know there's two teams who are looking at a big threat to the whole group, the whole field on the track today. But as we have a look at the track guide, well, it consists of a total of 15 corners and 3 DRS zones around the Bahrain International Circuit. I really can't wait to see what these drivers have in store for us this time. So let's have a look at the championship for today. What does it look like after a crazy opening start to this season? And it's your boy King Raza, like I said, leading the way. Claudia in second, then Naz, Kaylin, then Rose, then Josh, Brandonell, Zai, Ruby and Terrace. Remember, those guys got the points last time out in Abu Dhabi. And then we have Britton, Emily, Lily, Matty, Maddie, Washer, DJ, Soraya, Agent and Shay. Those guys who are yet to score, so hopefully they can get some points today. Depending on their team's performance. But at the constructor standings, McLaren Chrome stands tall in first place, with McLaren Chrome in second, Visa Bulls in third, with Motorsport fourth, Red Bull Shera in fifth, and Alpine RS in sixth, Peugeot eDrive in 7th, Elassie Williams 8th, and the two Lamborghinis, Lambo Tradiso, Lambo Neon in 9th and 10th. They're looking to try and get some points, as so does Elassie Williams. But the big teams to really look out for is definitely McLaren Chrome, Visa Ball. They might be the biggest threat and may be in a challenge for pole position. So let's have a look at the starting grid for the Bahrain GP. So it's Claudia on pole position yet again for the Bahrain GP, as Naz alongside her in second. Your boy King Raza will start third place for McLaren Shadow, with Kaylin from McLaren Chrome starts in fourth. Then Zai P5, shocker from him, great qualifier, start P5. Maddie from Visa Ball in 6th. Ruby, after a disappointing race in Abu Dhabi with that clash with Naz, starts 7th, with your FA Season 1 champ Josh B in 8th. Shay 9th for Lambert Neon, and Washer round up the top 10 for Elassie Williams. Fritton alongside him, his teammate in 11th place, so it's a row lookout for the Elassie Williams there, as Rose in 12th and Emily in 13th. Lily in for Lambert Neon in 14th. Terrace still struggling with that Red Bull, started in 15th. Brandonell in 60th for Alpine RS, and DJ yet again, the FX Season 4 champ, still struggling out there, P17 for him. Sarah in 18th, our teammate Matty, McLaren Shallow 19th, one of the worst college starts for him, and Agent will round up the field for Alpine RS. That is the grid, but all eyes are at the front. It's looking like the fight is on between Claudia and Naz. Maybe King Raza could get himself involved in the fight for P1. We have to find out. Does McLaren Shadow have the pace against McLaren Chrome? We've got to find out right now, because it's time for the Bahrain Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. The 5 red lights are up on your screens. 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go here in Bahrain. The second round is underway, and Claudia got this to the line really well, but your boy King Raza already got past Naz. Great start for him, and he might be changing. Claudia for the lead of the race, down the inside, a 5-second penalty for your boy King Raza, as he sails round the outside of Claudia and takes the lead on the Bahrain Grand Prix. However, he has a 5-second penalty. Race Control did not like that move, and unfortunately for King Raza, after the exquisite start, that could hamper his race, even though he's leading the way ahead of Claudia and Naz. As we're watching everyone else having a jostle for position there. Josh down in P6, Keenan up ahead of him in P5. Ziza had a horrible start for P5, he's down to P7, as Washer in 8th, Ruby 9th, as there goes the likes of Josh up the inside of Manny. Great move on him for the FA Season 1 champ. He's already up into P4 as Manny dropped down to P5, and now Kevin can get himself involved, but Manny's going to send it back down the inside of Josh, down the inside into turn 13. Meanwhile, these two guys, Claudia, King Wazza, former teammates from FA Season 4, having a big pull as Claudia retake the lead as we start lap 2 out of 28. Wow, crazy stuff on the first lap of this race. DRS is now enabled already. The top two have pulled away from Naz, nearly 2 seconds now ahead of her. That's a big gap. So Naz got some work to do. As meanwhile, there's still lots of jostling going around. These guys are having a big fight. It's looking like the likes of Adrian trying to get past the likes of Terrence right now. Emily and Soraya have a 5-second penalty. Emily sent it down the inside of Soraya. The Lambert Tranizos having a big brawl out there. I must say, for P15, that's everyone's trying to juggle ball positions there, and now we're on board with Washer trying to keep up with Maddie, actually, I must say. But Kaylin down in P7 now with the DRS out of turn 10, heading into turn 11, the long left-hander corner. As you can see there, up ahead, Washer is getting a little bit close to Maddie, and meanwhile, King Razza is really staying on touch with that McLaren Chrome. Yes, McLaren, that's the team. They look like the quickest team so far in FA Season 5, but the reigning FA champion is not letting Kalia off his sight. But the big question is, does he have to pace? Do we have to pace? We have a 5-second penalty to serve for a pit stop, so that means we're going to drop some positions after our first stint, so we need to play this strategy really clearly as Josh B sent it down the inside of Naz. What a move for the old FA Season 1 champ. Naz is going to try and find his way back through the lights of turn 4 we go. They both got DRS. Josh is still hanging in round the outside. Through the chicanes we go, and Josh got the move done. He's up into P3. What a move from Josh B. The FA Season 1 champ is having a really good start to this Bahrain GP, but can Red Bull Shira keep that flow going, because it's not going to be easy defending against the Visa Bulls. They look very quick last time out in Abu Dhabi. They look very quick here in Bahrain, so Naz is definitely not going to give this one up. You can see here, she's trying to go round the outside of Josh out of turn 12 into turn 13. She's standing round the outside there. Josh is going to try and defend it as they're both now side by side. Josh reclaims that position. I am really shocked to see how King Ruzza and Josh are fighting it out with Claudia and Naz out there, because I gotta see the Visa Balls and the McLaren Chrome, they are very quick. So I think it's because of the soft carbon tyres giving them that extra boost, and their experience from previous FA seasons is definitely helping them out fighting against their rivals. As we skip some laps later, Josh now is going to get overtaken by Naz, as we least expected it. Naz DRS enabled as we on lap 5 out of 28. Naz back up into P3 where she has started this race, as now we're watching the likes of her now clearing away from Josh, and hopefully maybe does she have to pace to catch your boy King Razza and Claudia, who's leading the way, as Kaylin's now getting overtaken by Washer from the Alasia Williams. Great move from him, and he's up into P5. Kaylin really struggling, and I think the reason because of that, because most drivers are on the soft cover tyres besides Naz, Kaylin, Maddie, Zai, and Ruby. Those guys are on the medium compound tyres, as they now skip some more laps later. Back to this fight up ahead of the leader of the Grand Prix. King Razza is giving Claudia a lot of pressure. These two have been fighting it out ever since lights out, ever since lap 1, and they just can't decide who definitely is going to be leading this race. You can see here, King Razza has the DRS. King Razza down the inside. King Razza hold this line. Claudia trying to fight this one up, as he has the DRS now at turn 3, and King Razza got the lead back. He got the lead back from Claudia as he leaded the way, and yet again in Bahrain, I think they're just re-overtaking each other to try and put a massive gap against the guys behind, because look at that, they're now 4 seconds ahead of Josh and Naz. I think that's the reason why they keep on overtaking each other every single lap, so they can try and build a gap ahead against Naz and Josh and the others, as Naz and Josh are really scrapping away, and that's bringing Kaylin back into play. Out of turn 10 we go. Naz DRS enabled. Naz is going to make the move now on Josh. Into turn 11 we go. Down the inside. Naz got the move done on Josh. The fact that Josh can keep up with Naz is incredible stuff, as now King Razza just got overtaken, as you saw on your screens. Just got overtaken by Claudia. We're back down into P2, as now Josh tries to make his bad move back onto Naz. Is there going to be a move into the final corner? Yes, there is. He's going to send it down the inside. Josh now side by side with Naz, and this could help Kaylin get herself in form as well. She also got the DRS, but Josh is probably going to use the battery. Use his battery, and he's coming to P3. And Kaylin now going to send it down the inside of Naz, who lost now 2 positions and under the lap. That is crazy stuff, but Josh needs to watch his mirrors, because here comes Kelly now with the meters compound tyres, send it round the outside. Josh is going to try and defend it as we head into chicane on turn 5 into turn 6. They're still side by side as we head now into the lights on turn 9. Josh on the inside, Kelly round the outside. Now Kelly on the inside line into the second DRS zone, and Kelly should get this move done, I think. Yes, she does. Kaylin up into P3 as she has the DRS advantage, as we skip some laps later to lap 10 out of 28, and we're watching our first pitters coming to the pit, and that is your race leader Claudia. Yep, Claudia, the Polish driver, has come into the pit, and she's gone for the hard compound tyres, as so does Josh. So Josh also comes into the pits. That is very interesting. Are they trying to go long in this race, as Emily is in the pits, but she has to serve a 5-second penalty, unfortunately. So unfortunately for her, Lenny is going to be ahead of her, because she also pitted, as you saw on your screens there. The green car managed to get past Emily, because Emily has to serve that 5-second penalty. So that's not good news for Emily. She got some work to do. Yeah, Claudia and Josh all gone. They both gone, sorry, onto the hards. That's going to be very interesting indeed, as now the worst thing about going for the hards and coming back out of the track is that these two guys have to fight through their way through traffic, and that's what Claudia find herself into. She's stuck behind traffic. These guys ahead of her is absolutely giving it everything, so Claudia needs to be a little bit careful so they don't get in her way, actually, and it doesn't really slow her down, because otherwise it could pay King Razza and Naz a little bit of tension to try and get this this undercut on Claudia done and dusted. We have to wait and see. I mean, Claudia's doing that undercut. I think King Razza and Naz probably going to try and do an overcut on Claudia. We'll have to wait and see when they make their first pit stop, but there goes the likes of Kaylin up into the lead of the Grand Prix. King Razza has been on the softs for 11 laps, and I think those softs are starting to wear a little bit, but King Razza is fighting in all his life to try and keep this lead. Remember, he has that 5-second penalty, and he can't just waste time fighting against Kaylin. If I were you, if I was me, I would just let Kaylin go, because otherwise we're just going to lose some time against our rivals. We may not be fighting Claudia or the others for the win, but maybe top 5 a podium could be possible with that 5-second penalty. But anything can happen. Anything can happen here in Bahrain. Anything can happen in the next few moments of the race, as Kaylin make the move on your boy King Razza up into the lead. And now it's looking like Naz, the Australian, now going to try and make her way through as well. King Razza defend massively, literally move to the inside, blocking Naz, but Naz have none of it, and it looks like Naz got the move done as he skips the laps later on to lap 13. Zai making the move now on Ruby, on the Motorsport driver. Can Zai get the move done? He's side by side with Ruby. We know Ruby how aggressive she is comparing to everyone else in this series. We saw it between her and Naz last time in Abu Dhabi, and that ends in a dramatic fashion. They're still side by side. Ruby will now have the inside line into turn 10 we go. Can Ruby hold the line? Yes, she does. But Zai might have a better exit against her. Ruby might have some other thinking to do. She might be going for the move on Washer. Down the inside. Ruby goes. Ruby and Washer side by side. Now, I'm into turn 12. Into turn 13 we go. But Zai find the room and get past Ruby. And now he's challenging the likes of Washer. Washer defends brilliantly. He stays in P4, Zaza P5, Ruby P6. That's a great battle between those three drivers as Ruby now setting down the inside of Zaza, not letting him go as King Raza now has come into the pits. And I think that might be Washer also coming in and Ruby in as well as King Raza serve that 5-second penalty. Medium combat tyres goes onto our car as the lights of Ruby comes into the pits and the lights of Washer are in as well. As we're watching now as she comes into the pits, that's now on lap 16 and she's been on those mediums for 16 laps. That is crazy stuff, and she's gone for another set of medium compound tyres. Very interesting. So are they going for a 2-stop? I think Naz is going for a 2-stop here. Claudia and Josh, are they trying to go for a 1-stop here? Is this a 1-stop race for Claudia and Josh? We'll have to find out. But same thing with Naz. She'd have to suffer from getting past all these traffic, unfortunately. So she needs to get a move on and try and get past these guys as quickly as possible. King Raza is down there in P9, ladies and gentlemen. And we need to try and get past some traffic as well. Kaylin is leading the way still. She is the only driver, I think, who hasn't pitted yet. No, actually, sorry, Kaylin, Maddie and Rose, those guys never pitted yet. They haven't made their first pit stop. So it's looking like Kaylin needs to get a move on and probably make that pit stop because Claudia is catching her very quickly as we're watching King Raza, and you just saw Naz making their way through the traffic because they know, well, the guys who are fighting them, they know their fight is not with them. Their fight is with the guys that they're fighting with right now. But for example, Rose is having a great fight with Fritton, I must say, until King Raza and Naz showed up and try and make the move for them. Now, on our eyes with Claudia, and this is going to be an easy move. The two teammates are going to switch position. I don't think Claudia, I don't think Kaylin is gonna, fight this one. And as I expect, she doesn't make that she doesn't make it easy for Claudia to make it through. And now she's into the lead of the Grand Prix. So yeah, Kaylin just does not have the grip at all. She's struggling and she's definitely feeling the tire really badly as Claudia now leads the way. Josh in second place, Kaylin third, Lily in fourth, and we're watching these two guys. Lily, who started a big fight with Emily, and Emily just got past the two drivers, Kaylin and Lily there. Emily up into P3, but there was contact between Emily and Lily got a 5-second penalty. Into turn 3 we go, coming up now into turn 4. DRS isn't able. Naz is trying to go for the move, but your boy King Raza sent it up the inside. You saw that. That's a crazy move from him as we make our way up into P4. Now trying to make our way after Emily. Naz close behind us as we're now side by side with Emily. Can Naz get away forward as well? We have to wait and see, but King Raza's got to be done with further into P3. And now Naz is going to be out fighting it out with the likes of Emily. The Lambo trying zone against the visa board, but King Raza is not out of the woods yet because Naz sent it down the inside of Emily. And now Naz is challenging your reigning FA champion, possibly for podium position. No, you managed to stay ahead of Naz for now, but Naz is absolutely flying right now. It just doesn't look like we are settling in with that car pretty well, I must say, as Naz tried it yet again on the final corner, but I gotta say, turn 1 might be the move done for Naz, as she will slingshot away past King Raza and possibly gonna make the move on the likes of Josh into turn 1. No, she's not close enough, but that's me done. But King Raza is still trying to make this move done on Naz, but unfortunately for him, we just don't have the grip, we just don't have the pace against that visa ball. It just looks super quick on a straight line, and Naz hangs on to P3, and now she can try and catch Josh. Your FA Season 1 champion. As Fritton now making his move on Lily. She's been on those softs for 10 laps, so Lily is going to struggle with tyre wear, and that's why you're seeing Fritton making that move on the likes of Lily. And there we go, Fritton is through. He's up into P5, as now Rose, we're watching, have a little good scrap with Agent and Terrace right now, but we're going to skip so that's later onto lap 23, hour 28. We're on board with Naz, who got past Josh. King Razor got past Josh, and now Naz has caught up to the back of Claudia. Claudia has been leading this race, by the way, ever since that overtake on your boy King Razor, ever since that first pit stop, mandatory pit stop. But I just feel like those halves are starting to degrade, and Naz out turn 10 will have the DRS to try and get past her possible rival for the season 5 championship. Down the inside Naz goes, and she's into P1. She leads the Australian Grand Prix, the Bahrain Grand Prix, and that's a great move from the likes of Naz. I was thinking about Australia because Naz is from Australia, but the Australian has got the move done. She's up into P1, but what can Claudia do as she round and find the corner? Can Claudia try and fight into her back? She will have the DRS though. Can she claw her way back? She's not using any battery, I'm a bit surprised, but she's gaining and gaining and gaining. Is that move into turn 1? No, she's a bit too far away, but she will have another opportunity. Out of turn 3, that's your second DRS zone. Here comes Claudia, DRS enable, but look at the gap that Naz have pulled from Claudia, and as we scale up to lap 25, it's now 2 seconds between Naz and Claudia. Clearly shows that Claudia is starting to feel the tyre wear of the hards, and so is Josh B, because look at the train behind him. Zai is behind him. This will be a great move for Zai, actually a great finish for Zai if he can get Josh for P4. Ruby, she is also struggling on his hards, I must say, but she is trying to hang on. But there goes Ziza now with the fresh mediums on Josh B. Here he goes, round the outside, dip a tire into the gravel there, but Ziza sent it down the inside, and Ziza's through. He's up into P4, but Josh is not giving up with our fights as he sent it back down the inside of Ziza. But Ziza will have the cinching, will have the grip, will have the pace with the DRS and the ERS battery to get himself back up into a P4 and secure that spot. And now it's Ruby's turn, making the move on Josh. Josh really tried it, but unfortunately for him, he's falling away. That Red Bull Shearer is starting to lose performance now, as now Ruby has got past the likes of Josh for P5. And meanwhile, I gotta say that your boy King Razor has gone quicker than Claudia. King Razor could be on for second place, but Naz could be on to get our first ever FA win. It was so close, I must say, in Abu Dhabi, as we watched Ruby, who absolutely sent it on Zai in frustration, I must say. I mean, Motorsport, after that big woe in Abu Dhabi, Ruby, I gotta say, is trying her hardest to try and get some points here for her team, but unfortunately Motorsport just doesn't look like they have the pace against the McLaren Chrome. All the Visa balls, as we're watching the two Williams cars of Fritton and Washer having a great scrap for P7 right now, as though they are fighting away. Kaylin, who's quicker than them, is catching them up after she made that pit stop. She's on the attack on Fritton, and now she's on the attack on Washer, and just like that, Kaylin easily got past these two drivers. And next up is Josh. Josh is dropping so many positions. He's really struggling up there. But as he skips onto lap 27, Naz is now 3 seconds ahead of Claudia. I think that is her win secure. But for Claudia, her P2 could be subsided by your boy King Razor, because we have closed the gap to Claudia, and now this is the fight for second place. But can King Razor get close enough to try and get this move done and dusted? Justin, we have to wait and see, because look how close we are now behind Claudia. This might be our opportunity to try and get second place. Yes, we might lose the championship lead if things stay as they are. Nas will retake the lead of the championship, but Claudia is starting to edge away out, starting to get some more pace out of that car, just showing that McLaren Chrome look absolutely mighty here around Bahrain. It's quicker than I have to say, I hate to say it, it's looking like the McLaren Chrome is quicker than the McLaren Shadow, but McLaren overall, they're going to be having a podium here. But Naz, for Visa Bulls, she has started the final lap of this race, and I think that Visa Bulls are going to get their first win of the season. Naz has definitely proven to everyone why she is someone that we need to worry about throughout this season. It's looking like the championship fight, I gotta say, is between Naz and Claudia. Those two drivers are looking like the big drivers that are absolutely showing everyone why they want this championship. And I think this Naz versus Claudia, possibly versus King Raza, if he's there or not, this could be a really good scrap for the championship, but you never know. We never know what's going to happen. It's only round 2 out of 20, and we could see other drivers like Connor Sport, Ruby, Josh B, maybe Persho. Zaisa is having an incredible race, I must say, down in P5. Oh, wow, he got overtaken by Reed, but it's an incredible stuff from him. But for Naz, what a drive from her. She started from P3, and as she round the final corner from a Rose in Abu Dhabi, she's going to get her first win here in Bahrain. She wins the Bahrain Grand Prix, Naz. The Australian will take the lead of the championship. Claudia in second. Kaylin has got King Raza onto line for P3. I didn't even saw that one coming, but Kaylin catch King Raza at the end. I just stolen P3 over here. We have to sell for P4. Zazie 5th, Ruby 6th, Josh 7th, Washer, Fritton, and Emily rounds out the top 10. But my oh my, what an incredible race, ladies and gentlemen. That is incredible. As Agent in 17th, DJ, oh dear, terrible race for him. His struggles continue, and Teres, Red Bull Shira having a disappointing race yet again. As we look at the results, it's Naz taking her first win of the season, and she started from P2. Well done to her, Claudia and Kaylin. Claudia, second podium of the season. Kaylin, first podium of the season. Great job for those two, second and third. King Raza has himself for P4 after Kaylin snatched that lead off him, I must say. As Zaizai in 5th. Best finish for Zaizai. Well done him. Really safe, and Josh, Washer, Britton, Emily, Lily, Maddie, Soraya, Matty, Rose, Brandon L, Agent, DJ, Shay, and Terrence. That is your race results, and I gotta say, Emily set the fastest lap of the race. The Lambo Trilizone, great stuff from her, I must say. I have to say, as we look at the updated scores for the championship, and as I said so before, it is Naz now retaking the lead. She taking the lead of the championship with 40 points, only 3 points ahead of King Raza though, with Claudia down in P3, Kaylin in 4th, Josh B in 5th, another gap between him and Kaylin. Zaizai moves up into P6 with Rhodes 7th, and Ruby, Brandon L, Washer, Fritton, Emily, Terrace, Lily, Maddie, Soraya, Matty, DJ, Agent, and Shay. That is your championship results. And let's just look at the Constructors Championship. The McLaren Chrome still leading the way, but Visa Bull is now up into second place, dropping McLaren Shadow down to P3. Connor Sport in 4th, then Red Bull Shira, then Persia E-Drive, Alpine Reyes, then the likes of Atlassian Williams, Lambo Trilizone, and Lambo Neon of the grid. Lamborghini got some work to do, but McLaren Crew, they're McLaren after all, they're looking strong, and Visa Bull looks strong as well. But ladies and gentlemen, that's how we conclude today's episode. Naz is now leading the championship. What is going to happen in the next race in Qatar? Well, we'll have to find out when FA returns. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you then in Qatar. Bye bye and good night.